Hi everybody, this is the website boy again with tutorial number 14, and today we're going to be doing a very cool tutorial. We're going to be adding classes dynamically. For those of you out there that don't know what that means, you're going to learn in a minute how to do something incredible with JavaScript, with Bootstrap, with HTML5. You're going to love it. It's going to be very simple and a very sweet tutorial. All right, for those of you that want to do everything like me, I understand you. I want to do everything like me. You can install Sublime Text 2 and the Emmet plugin just to write code a little faster, right? Actually, a lot faster. For those of you that don't have this option of Sublime Text, you can install Notepad++, which is free for Windows, and the Text Wrangler, which is free for Mac users. And for those of you out there that want to download exercise files, and I understand, you can go to my website, thewebsiteboy.com/snippets. And guess what? You can also watch the tutorials at my website. That's cool, right? But anyway, for those of you out there that see this thumbs up, don't forget to click it if you like my videos. I mean, this means the world to me, right? And I appreciate it very much. For those of you out there that want to navigate my course, this is how you do it. You can click the next for the next video and the for the previous videos, right? You can also subscribe to my channel immediately. And every time I upload one of my videos, guess what? You get an email automatically to your email box. That is cool. For those of you out there that like my videos, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are my world. You make more videos every single day, all right? You wake me up in the morning and you keep me awake at nighttime. Thank you so much. Let's continue with the tutorial. It's gonna be awesome, all right? I'm gonna show you how to add classes to each individual page without adding the classes to each page. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. Let's go to a document root and let's open our co-editor, all right? And we're going to be looking at header.php, all right? And we are going to be looking at index.php, and we are going to be looking at about.php, all right? Those three pages there. Now let's open up our browser and let's go to our local host, whatever that is on your side. Let's go to our folder that we have our Bootstrap index. And as you can see here, um, this is the index file, index.php. You can't see it here, but that's what it is when you open up your folder. You should know that by now. But if we go to the about page, we have no header there, right? Because when we only have the header here on the index, right? So we need to add that to the about page, all right? So let's do that right now. As you can see here, this is the index. And remember, what we're doing here is actually using PHP to add the header, all right? So we're gonna do the same thing to the about page. Let's copy that header that includes function there, and let's put it right here on the about page. Let's save it and let's go back to it. Let's refresh it. We click on the about link, all right, and nothing, and then we got the header right here. We are in the about page, as a matter of fact. Now, one thing that you got to keep in mind is that go to your header and make sure that your files are um, linked to your pages, all right? So your not your files, your anchor tags in your menu, all right? Because before we had it where it was just pound signs. Now make sure that you have the page address, the page path name here, right? So about.php is that we're gonna replace the pound with that, all right? And make sure you do that with the index also, all right? Because it was probably a pound before. Make sure that's working, all right? So when we go to the about, we get about page, we get the about page, and we go to home, we get the index.php, all right? So now that we have that done, we can see that when I go to a page, there is no way to know that we are on that page, only by looking at the URL. But that's not useful for customers, right? For users, we want this navigation to have a kind of active class here all the time, right? Just like this. If we include a class here, active, right? We want this to be assigned automatically when we click on that page, not just to be this like this all the time. And in the old ways, we have to add this to each individual page, right? But because we have a header, we can't do that. We have a PHP header, we can't do that. And not only that, we don't want to do that. Let's say we have 200 pages. Who wants to go to each individual page and add an active class? Nobody wants to do that. So we're gonna do that via JavaScript. All right. So let's open another file. The other file that we got is in the JS folder, and it's called script.js. And we're gonna add a function here to do that for us. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to do the dollar sign to open jQuery up, and we're gonna be targeting home, the home ID, pound home. And if you go to the index.php, I mean to the header, you can see that we actually it's in the index.php, I'm sorry. You can see that the body, we actually put an ID of home there. And that's why we actually do that to every page. We did that to every page we made. We put an ID for that specific page. So that way we can target that specific page via other languages, especially this one, jQuery or JavaScript. So we're gonna use another function here called contains. We're gonna target the anchor tag inside. We're gonna find any anchor tag that has something. So we're gonna use a function called contains, and with single quotes, I'm gonna type home. And if you go back to the header.php, this is what we're finding. We're finding in any anchor tag that has this some text in there that says home. But you got to be careful now. This has a capital here, so make sure that you put that capital here, because if not, it won't find it. It has to be exactly that name. All right, but we don't want to add that class to this anchor tag, right? So we need to actually add it to the list item, which in this case is the parent. Sometimes we do target the children, but this time we're gonna use a parent class function from jQuery and add and target as list item. And now we're gonna use another function called add class. All right, and this function here, I have to specify the class that I want to add, and in this case it's gonna be active. All right, so we are targeting that. Let's see if it works. All right, let's go back to the browser. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. Let's refresh, and we are in the about page right now. Let's go to the home, and if you go to the home, you get that automatic active class added there. And if you write inspect element on it, you could see that that class was added right here. Right, so let's now we want to do that for this page. If you go to the about, it's not doing it. So the way we do that is we actually make a copy of this and make sure that we are targeting that specific keyword there and the ID. And if we go there, I'm going to show you what happens because I just figured it out. So we go to home, it happens. We go to about, it doesn't happen. Why? Because we have to go to the about page and make sure we add that script.js in the bottom, just like we did with the index.php. All right, so let's add that, and we got to do that to every page. We got to add that script.js, and I should have done it in the beginning, guys. I'm sorry. And then make copies of it. You know, once you do the index and you structure your the sheets, the files that you're going to be linking, right? Once you put that in there, then you make copies of it. So make sure that before you do any other copies, you make sure that this script.js is there all the time, so that way you can do some coding. All right, so let's refresh, and now we see that we are in the about page, and that is actually adding that class. So we go to the home, it adds the class. We go to the about, it adds the class, and then we do that for the other remaining pages. All right, so make sure that you add that script.js to all the pages, and make sure that you add another of these for that specific page that you want to target. All right, so the next one would be probably contact, right? So we will add something like contact. All right, and then here we write the contact with a capital. All right, and that we do that, and then we go to the contact page and add the script.js. Make sure you have that. All right, so anyways, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope this was able to help you out, and if it did, please don't forget to subscribe or add it to your favorites, or share it with somebody, or like it. All right, again, it was a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.